it's a damning report, you know, and it's not a very easy revelation to sink in.
As a Kenyan, when you sit there as a Kenyan,
especially because this is taxpayers' money, you know, you wanted to go into things like healthcare, you wanted to go into things like education, things that bring value to the rest of Kenyans, you see. But it looks like we are in an elitist sort of government, and a lot of the things or promises the government gives are PR gimmicks. That's what it seems like. More and more, it's almost like all the promises that were made were just, like Diana said, for the campaign, you know, to get into office. But really, it's like a lot of decisions are being made without thinking about the impact on the rest of Kenya, or on what the rest of the public or the population feels or is going through. So it's like the rest of you, endeleeni kung'ang'ana na maisha, sisi tuko tu poa. It's almost like what Uhuru Kenyatta said some time back, you know, sisi tunakula nyama, nyinyi endeleeni kufunga. So it's very sad. It's very sad, but it's also unacceptable. We need to have more transparency. We need to have more accountability. We need to have, the MPs are essentially our representatives. Why do we not see them speaking for us more?
Well, there's an argument that, you know, for the members of parliament who are in that induction, that we should be more concerned about the impact of that, you know, induction process on the members, instead of looking at the cost that the taxpayers will incur, because in the long run, then whatever skills they gain there is only for the benefit of Kenyans.
Maybe if we thought about the skills that they needed, we would be more serious about implementing, you know, a law that allows the properly skilled people to be in those offices, so that we don't have to spend millions upskilling them. But when that argument of qualifications and skill and, you know, just the quality of people we are sending to the house came up, it was you know.
But remember, most of these, not most, but you have a huge chunk of the members of parliament who are, or first-time legislators. They don't know about the budget-making process, and so perhaps this is the area where they need to get, you know, they inducted on. It's
true, but there's something the government had said about they can use Zoom, they can use links, you know, they can join virtually. You can do, right now we're in the digital era. You can do trainings virtually. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be, I mean, there's a cost that comes with the training, agreed. But does it have to be 40 million? I think if we are really serious about austerity measures, there are certain things we can cut down. For example, maybe the training could have been held right here in Nairobi, virtually, for example. You can still pass the knowledge and the message across. Or you can have a hybrid where you have maybe 2 days in person and 3 days virtual, so that, you know, you're putting the costs, bring the cost down. You don't necessarily have to fly over 300 MPs to Mombasa, house them, pay them per diem, pay their meals, you know, and everything else. So if we are serious about, you know, austerity measures, there are certain things that we need to now be serious about. It's like the people who run this country don't run it the way you'd run your business. Because the truth is, if this was someone's business, like you've put capital, you've put labor, you've put production into it, you'd look at it differently. You'd think about the bottom line. You'd think about, how do I, you know, bring in profits, bring in money? How do I make money and cut costs? But that's not our perception. We look at government kama mali ya umma. It's free for all. So tukule tu tuendele kukula, which is wrong. I think our mindsets, Kenyans and the leaders we elect, need to change. We need to start seeing that this is the only Kenya we have. And if we destroy it, I don't know what we leave for our children and our grandchildren. All right. So we need to move away from just thinking this is free money. It's not free money, it's taxpayers' money. Someone's blood, sweat, and tears went into it. And right now, the people feeling the pinch the most are the lower cadre people, because they pay taxes and they don't get value for the money they're paying. So government needs to pull up their socks, need to be serious about the austerity measures. We need them, but it needs to be more than just PR gimmicks. We want to see actions following, you know, words that have been spoken, promises that have been made. Because if you're going to get out of this, then, you know, you can't tell Kenyans buckle up, tighten your belt, and yet you're living lavishly.
It's an irony, you say?
It's an irony.
Okay.